Hey everybody, Dylan Distraction here, coming to you live from Batlantic Studios. Thought I'd do a quick back to the drawing board, talk about comic books, show you what's on my drawing table, versus Hell Road Redemption. This is another page from issue number 1 of Hell Road Redemption. This is where Versus is put into the machine. I wanted him to be strung up and really attached. I was thinking like Barry Windsor Smith's Weapon X, that sort of environment. I wanted and here I was just experimenting with scale. Like, what if he's really big in the foreground, or what if Vulgarian is really small in the background? And really, that's the great thing about working digitally is I can just throw in some new lines and throw in some sort of a perspective grid and just try some different stuff out. I thought, well, maybe Vulgarian could be throwing a big switch, a big lever, like Frankenstein in the background. I didn't think that read very well. A lot of making comic books and drawing sequential interior pages is decision making, problem solving, and decision making. And so here I was thinking, well, maybe I'll make it into having two panels, an upper panel and a lower panel, and then an inset panel of him like throwing the switch or the lever. But I don't know. This worked. This went through quite a few revisions, and I'll find that I do that in this roughs phase if I don't have a real clear idea of how I'm going to structure the page or the storytelling. And that's why I think working from a full script obviously would be a lot different. If I had a writer and I was working from a full script, the writer would indicate like, oh, this is in panel 1, this is in panel 2, this is in panel 3. But with me, I'm kind of writing on the page. So I want to make sure that the story sequence makes sense. I want to make sure that Vulgarian and Versus have an opportunity to do some dialogue. So I do a panel there in the top left where they're kind of, not explaining to the reader what's happening, but definitely interacting. So I want there to be dialogue so they could be like, this is all your fault. This could kill you. You don't know what you're talking about. You better do this or else. That sort of banter. And then going in and doing some, technological sort of background. It's a prison complex that's where Vulgarian does all of his experiments on prisoners and makes them into like super meta creatures. So, and we've established that in earlier issues of the Oppressors and Versus Strikes Back. So that's all established, and then Versus and Vulgarian having a discourse about and he's angry. Oh, he's so angry. Look at that angry face. How dare you interfere with my life? We had a deal. You better send me after Spine. I have to save him. It's my fault. This is all my responsibility. Versus carries a lot of weight and a lot of guilt. And so, really, a lot of his actions are out of guilt, less out of like justice or solving problems or fighting crime, and more out of just like guilt and wanting to right the wrongs that have occurred. It's a lot of that sort of like, this is all my fault. I better fix this. And Vulgarian's motivation is, I can control and manipulate. I can be in charge. I get to decide. I know what's best. And also a curiosity, I think. He has this sort of, what happens if I throw this lever or manipulate DNA or create monsters, or can I control them? Can I help the world because I know what's going to be best for the world? I'm the authority on justice. So that's their motivation. And now a quick commercial break. Hey everybody, Dylan Distraction here. Just interrupting this YouTube video for a second to let you know that my books are available right now at batlanticstore.com. If you love creator-owned independent comic books, you're in luck. My comic books available right now, batlanticstore.com. Go to Dylan Andrews Art and click on the store and you'll be able to get comic books mailed from me to you. We got Warhood, we got Cringe, we got Engraved, we got Hit and Run. Bunch of great books, all creator owned, all independent, mailed to you. Go right now, batlanticstore.com. Okay, now back to the YouTube video. And we're back. So yeah, I love these characters. I love drawing these characters. I hope that what I'm explaining in this series makes sense, that when you read this book and you read The Oppressors Volume 1, available at batlanticstore.com right now, and when you read Versus Strikes Back, I think available for free right now, versusstrikesback.com. Or you read Archive Universe, which is the crossover with Ledge and Warhood and Versus. Those are all available at batlanticstore.com. I like having an archive universe where I can connect all of the characters and have them all interact. I think it makes for a richer, fuller story. I am now at the point with all these characters and all these stories where I have to try to remember, like, oh, who knows who how, like, where did they meet? What is their motivation? Why is this happening? And so it is fun, but it does get rather complex, which is why stuff like Engraved or Hit and Run, which I think kind of fall out of the archive universe, those are interesting because you can create something new and they don't have to be interconnected. So I love interconnected universes and worlds, but I also like having standalone one off stories that don't require people to know a lot about the characters or their backstory. But either way, hey, what do you like? Please tell me in the comments. Do you like a big overarching universe or do you like one off, quick hit, independent stories that are one shots? Let me know. DylanDistraction.com, Make Comics Cool, Batlantic Store, Dylan Andrews Art. Okay, thanks. Bye.